Good morning, friends. I miss you all so much. This is just gonna have to do. We're just gonna have to do it this way for a few days, and we'll see what the next, when we can get back to school. I miss you all. Do you remember when Mrs. Felt was talking to you about a virus? And there was a reason why I wrote that in my morning message, because if you hadn't heard about it yet, you were going to hear about the coronavirus. And that is what our state and our county and our country is trying to keep us safe from. You know how Mrs. Felt's job is to keep you safe in school, in our schoolroom? Well, some people that want to keep us safe told us it's time for us to stay home. So that's why we are all home. You're in my dining room right now. Maybe I'll take you outside sometimes when I read to you. Maybe we'll, I don't know, maybe go in different rooms. I don't know, because it's just is going to get very long and hard. But I got a lot of books that I brought from school. I'm not allowed to go in my school anymore or into our room anymore. So I did gather some books up. My hope is to get a whiteboard and do maybe some morning messages with you. However, I just did some cards, and every time that what you see is backwards. So I'm not so sure how to fix that. I'm gonna have to work on that. Anyway, let me read to you. St. Patrick's Day was going to be this last Tuesday. It was this last Tuesday. But in our classroom, we do a lot. We would have made some leprechaun traps. I saw a lot of you made them at home. And one of the books I wanted to read to you was the gingerbread leprechaun. And Mrs. Felt is sitting here, and I didn't pull it out. So let me see if I can find the book I was going to read to you. I can't believe I didn't get it out. I got a lot of books, guys. I've got all sorts, some really fun ones. Oh, here it is. I think Isabella or Stella, one of the two of you, had pulled this out for me to read, and I said, no, I don't want to read that yet. I want to read that during, on Leprechaun on St. Patrick's Day. So, do you remember when we did our huge unit at winter time, and it was all about the gingerbread man? And I believe we read this particular book from this author and illustrator, but instead of the gingerbread and the leprechaun, it was the gingerbread man was loose in school. And to remember most of our gingerbread stories at the end, like with Gingerbread Girl, she lassoed the wolf that was going to eat the gingerbread baby or the gingerbread man. Some of them, they would lure them into the water, and they would say, get on my neck, and oh, it's getting deep, get on my head, and then they would eat the gingerbread man. This one's loose in school, and he's hanging out with somebody that's just as mysterious and just as gets into trouble like the gingerbread man, and it's the leprechaun. And here we go. We are going to Gingerbread Man and the Leprechaun Loose at School. The author is Laura Murray, and the illustrated is Mike Lowry. And I think we've read books by the same people. I think the illustrations look similar to me. On Monday in March, the mischief began with a hee from a wee little man. And it's coming. It looks like it's coming from the closet. Do you think it's coming from the closet? I think it's coming from the closet. See the boys and girls. Oh, there's that gingerbread man. He's hanging out with his class. Looks like the teacher is doing something. She's talking about spring. It says spring right there. We heard the sly laugh as he raced down the hall. Then he paused by the door with a wink and a call. Fo fiddly fee, you can't catch me, for I'm on a leprechaun mess-making spree. So he wants to make a mess. And that's what leprechauns are really good at. In the past, we've had leprechauns get into our schoolroom, and they leave little feet prints, and they sprinkle glitter everywhere, and they knock things over. And they even peed in my toilet before, and it was green. The pee was green in my toilet. I'm crafty and keen. I'm nimble and quick. I love to make mischief or play a good trick. They use the word nimble. Remember in Jack Be Nimble, Jack Be Quick, and we talked about nimble. Nimble means really flexible. And Jack, when we talked about Jack Be Nimble, he could jump over things, and he was jumping over candlesticks, which don't jump over open flames, boys and girls. We talked about that too. But he's nimble. That means he's very flexible. He can get into really tight spots and make lots of trouble. And the kids are, I think they're yelling, like, get out of here. That's what I think they're, and there he is running out. We rushed to the hall. He was nowhere in sight, but some tiny green shamrocks trailed off to the right. And if you see it, you can see his little footprints are going off to the right. It seems that our school has an unwanted guest, a magical, mischievous leprechaun pest, said the teacher. We quietly tiptoed our way down the hall, then spied a small message typed on the wall. Here's the message, boys and girls. I'll read it to you because it's backwards when you see it on your screen. The woodwinds, the strings, percussion and brass are turned topsy-turvy, awaiting your class. Where would we find instruments? We would find them in the music room. I think that's where the leprechaun went, is into the music room. Let's check. And there on the board was another green note. I grabbed it and I read it, his rascally quote. Fo fiddly fee, you can't catch me, for I'm as clever can be. This musical mess is just the first one. It's rollicking, frolicking, leprechaun fun. Oh man, he's gonna be loose in school, all over school. So he's done with the music room. He's made it a mess. Let's see where he's headed to. Let's tidy this room and let's plan what to do before he comes back and makes mess number 2. He's gonna make mess number 2. There's the teacher, there's the kids. They're getting all tidied up. Let's read what that says. It says polka rock. So we were in the music room and a type of music is called polka. After our lunchtime, we'll work on a trap. We were gonna make leprechaun traps. Someone must capture that small, cheeky chap. So they're putting all the instruments away. I hope none of the instruments got broken. I slipped from the lunch line and I went for a stroll to prowl all the hallways on the prankster patrol. I'll search through the school as fast as I can. I can catch him. I'm the gingerbread man. So the gingerbread man's using his cute clues and he's gonna catch them. Do you think? I spotted more shamrocks, then I heard a new noise. Let's do some investigating. So it looks like he's in the hallway. Remember how we hang our things in the hallway? It looks like they hang their things too in the hallway, and they have a bulletin board, and it's talking about science fair. They must be having some science fair, and they're talking about weather, clouds, and oxygen. There he is. He's going to get them. Oh, there's some clues. I pushed on a door with a sign that said, boys. He must be going into the bathroom. Oh no, do you see what I see? He went to the bathroom in the toilet and the water is green. The place was a mess. Then I yelled with a blush, where are your manners? Remember to flush. The leprechaun forgot to flush. I glanced in the mirror, then I spied with a green note. I quickly retrieved it and I read it, what he wrote. So he left a note in the bathroom. Fo fiddle fee, you can't catch me, for I'm as sneaky can be. I placed all the books in my favorite shape and planned a few hijinks before my escape. He's loose in the library. This is not good. He won't treat the books in the way that he should. Oh, I hope he treats the books the way he should. He better not throw them. I'm on the case, I said as I run. I can catch him. I'm the gingerbread man. Library. The books were all stacked. Look how he stacked them. So I guess he wasn't mean to them. They all just looked stacked. But he used all the colors of the spines and the books. And he made a rainbow. Isn't that cool? I wonder if there's gold there. The books were all stacked in a rainbow display. They teetered and tottered and started to sway. Down they all came in a avalanche slide. They toppled so fast I had no time to hide. I hope he didn't get smushed. Oh no, he did. Then under the pile I was startled to find something important that he had left behind. He left his hat behind. I'm betting that he might be looking for that. I sprang from the books and I grabbed his hat too. Then I opened the message to read his next clue. Faux fiddle-I-fee, you can't catch me, for I'm as tricky can be. The leprechaun, sorry guys, I'll go back. The lunchroom, a classroom, which place should I go? Or how about a house made from gingerbread dough? My classroom, my house, the gingerbread said. He's going to my house. I must get there first. I sped down the hall in super fast burst. I'm on the mission. I'll get a good plan. I can catch him. I'm the gingerbread man. I reached out our door quickly. No sign of the elf. So I gathered supplies from the low closet shelf. I grabbed all the pencils, a ruler, and glue. Then found toilet tissue, and I pulled it down too. Toilet tissue? What is he doing with pencils, ruler, glue, and toilet tissue? He must be coming up with some sort of trap. I set up the trap, then I heard his small hee-hee giggle. I peered at the door and I saw the knob jiggle. Faux fiddle-I-fee, ha ha, hee hee. There he is. Is that my magical hat that I see? With a glint in his eye. That kind of means like he's got something in his, like he's up to mischief. That's what glint means. He's got some plan. He skipped through the door, not noticing glue that was spread on the floor, slipping and sliding. His arms whirled around as he log rolled on pencils laid out on the ground. So he ran through the glue and then he kind of did a log roll, like because these are round and when you step on them, you kind of slip. Remember, he's really small, so a pencil is kind of his size. So it would be the size of a log for us. A pencil would be for him. Oh man, look at this trap that he has. Let's talk it through here. He landed on top of the measuring stick. The ruler popped up and gave him a flick. This is a thumbtack, boys and girls. Down here, let me see. This is glue. Pencils, this was the ruler that made him flip up, and this was the eraser. Looks like here's some crayons. What is this say? Oh, this was a teacher mug, and it's got something coming out of it. He slid down the mountain of soft tissue roll. Here's the tissue roll. But his shoes were so sticky, it stuck to his soles. Flipping and flopping, he spun round and round. Then wrapped like a mummy, he rolled to the ground. So his trick worked. He went flipping up. Hiya! Then he was covered in glue, right? It was dripping down, covered in glue. And then he got rolled up in the toilet tissue. And now he's mummy. The trap did the trick. I pulled off my plan. Hello, leprechaun. I'm the gingerbread man. Faux fiddle-a-fee. Oh man, oh me, oh my, oh me. This is a bind that I couldn't foresee. He did not see this in his plans for the day. I'm happy to help you, but first you must say you'll fix up the messes that you've left today. So he said, you know what? You need to pick up these messes, Mr. Leprechaun. Okay, little cookie so crafty and clean, just hand me my hat and I promise to clean. That's quite a good trick, but I'm smarter than that. You must do it first. Then I'll give you your hat. So he's like, give me my hat and then I'll clean. And the gingerbread man's like, no, I've seen this before. You can clean first and then I'll give you your hat. Oh, you're pretty clever as me. He winked and then he said, may your school be mess-free. I hope our school is germ-free and mess-free. With a pop and a crackle of shimmery green, the mess disappeared and the classroom was clean. So I pulled on the tissue and I spun him around. Then he sprang to his hat and leaped with a bound. He sang out, I'm free, as my classmates came in. Then he did a quick jig with a wave and a grin. It's time to be going, my mischief is done, but I'll be visiting next March with more leprechaun fun. Boys and girls, next March, first grade, kindergarten, leprechauns always visit. So don't worry, you'll be able to celebrate next year. I'm up for the challenge, we'll have a new plan. Bring it on, leprechaun, I'm the gingerbread man. Boys and girls, this was fun for me, good for my spirit. I miss you guys so much. I miss reading to you and singing to you and hugging you and teaching you. I'm hoping to maybe get some lessons going, but boys and girls, just really, if you count every day, if you can work on your sight words, you remember this was the list that I sent home in the report cards. You can put them on note cards. You can put them on pieces of paper. You can make them on sticks and put them and pull them out of a cup and read them. Do a couple of those worksheets that I put in the packet if you want. But make it fun, boys and girls, and have fun with your brothers and sisters or your grandma and grandpa or mom and dad or whoever's with you. I love you a lot. I'm going to do this hopefully every day, if not a couple times a day. But enjoy the rest of your Thursday. And today is Thursday, March something. I don't even know what day we're on. Isn't that awful? March what? 19th. Today is March 19th. Thursday, March 19th. My husband's a teacher too, so he's home. So that was Mr. Felt, if you saw him in the background. I will introduce you to my dog, Max. Right now he's sleeping, but you'll be able to meet him. But I'm gonna let this go because this is a very long video. Enjoy the rest of your day and we'll chat again. Bye, guys.